This episode is sponsored by the new MS in Business Analytics program at Chapman University's Argyros College of Business and Economics. In just 10 months, this STEM-designated MSBA program will equip you with cutting-edge skills in machine learning, data visualization, cloud infrastructure, and more. You'll not only analyze data, but learn to tell compelling stories that shape the future of business. Located in sunny Southern California, Chapman University offers a unique learning experience at the intersection of tech and creativity, with specialized courses in areas like entertainment and real estate analytics, and access to an extensive alumni network. The MSBA program prepares you to lead in any industry. Are you ready to unlock the power of data and make an impact? Learn more and start your journey today at chapman.edu/MSBA.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henrik Cronqvist, and I'm the Dean of the Argyros College of Business and Economics at Chapman University in Southern California. Today, we're very pleased to have a guest with us, and that's Seve Silvestre. He's class of 2022 from Chapman, and he's the founder and CEO of SHERPAH Media.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tori Nguyen. I'm the class of 2026 with the Argyros College of Business and Economics. And I am so excited to have Seve on today. We'll kick it off with our first question and introductions. So let's talk about Square One, foundation of Seve. What does Chapman mean to you, and how can students make their experience here worthwhile?
Yeah, first of all, just thank you so much for having me on here. I'm really excited to share my insight and advice to all Chapman students. And to answer your question, what does Chapman mean to me? Chapman was a very meaningful place where I learned a lot about myself and transformed the most. And it was mainly due to just the environment that I surrounded myself in. During my first year at Chapman University, I joined a professional business fraternity in my first year that made me switch from health science, originally going into the pre-medical route, into business. And from there, I was able to connect and look up to other students who were as passionate about entrepreneurship, which ultimately molded me into the person I am today. So really my advice to any Chapman student out there, I just encourage everybody to put yourself out there, join different clubs, try different things, side hustles, and not to be afraid to really fail, because the lessons you learn from your failures will ultimately lead you to your dreams. So yeah.
That's, very well said. So listen, I mean, one thing that I'm curious about is that you actually started out when you graduated with a large company with Hyundai, and you were a senior data analyst doing, the techie kind of work. And then you transitioned over to creating your own business, SHERPAH Media. So tell us a little bit about what was that transition like, and, what do you do now at SHERPAH?
Yeah, that's a great question. So just to give a little bit of background of Sherpa Media, we are an influencer management agency for Asian American creators. We work with different creators all around the world with a combined following of around 20 million followers, got them brand deals of over $300,000, and work with brands such as Amazon, Listerine, Epic Games, and a bunch more. And this was a huge transition from working corporate as a senior data analyst into starting my own venture. Obviously, there's a lot of low moments, which include, taking a lot of sacrifices in order to really just chase for that one goal that I had, which was to build up my influencer management agency to be very successful. And one thing I also did realize that was different from the corporate world was that entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. You're building something by yourself, and not a lot of people understand the problems you face on a daily basis. So it does feel lonely a lot of the times, but with the lows come very high highs. I'm very passionate about the thing I'm doing right now. And I've luckily been able to be on this journey, surrounding myself with like-minded entrepreneurs who push me every single day. And as well as mentors as well, who make the journey a lot less lonely and more enjoyable.
That's a really great response. It's very vulnerable to where entrepreneurs stand. Chapman also has an entrepreneurship minor and major. So I guess a lot of people can follow with that in your steps. Let's talk more about what your company does. Like, what is it like to pull from a cultural reference of Asian American pride, and where does that stand and differ from other companies you've worked at?
Yeah, I love it a lot personally, specifically in the creator space that I'm truly passionate about. Back when I was growing up, there was a very big movement of Asian American empowerment back in the 2010s of early YouTube. Very big names such as Ryan Higa, Wong Fu Productions. But during that time, I feel like the Asian American culture has been lost. And being able to make that similar impact for Generation Z and the future generations also has just been a really amazing experience for me. And it definitely does differ from a lot of the places that I used to work at because since I am the founder of my company, my values directly represent the company's values as well, which makes the work I do feel very much more meaningful and impactful in that way.
Going back to where you started your career also with data and tech. So maybe, I know you have a GitHub, so
Mhm.
going back to your techie roots. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about how can students utilize something like GitHub when they are market themselves, when they are trying to land that first job coming out of college?
Absolutely. Yes, it's very crucial, in my opinion, to really be doing as many personal projects outside of school, to really continue developing your skills. As we're seeing right now with the current job market, saturation of jobs, even the growth of AI, specifically in the tech and analytics space, it's going to be a lot more harder to really land the role you're looking for unless you really stand out. And personally, for me, doing personal projects, whether it was through Tableau or Python and uploading it onto GitHub to create a portfolio for myself, truly single-handedly got me promoted from a junior to a senior analyst at 22 years old, being the youngest in the department to really allow myself to have more opportunities. So personally, if you're not utilizing these outside tools to build a portfolio for yourself, you're putting yourself at a very big disadvantage for yourself. So I really recommend everyone in the analytics space or even in any industry as well, any way you can to pursue outside projects to just make yourself stand out more, build more of that personal brand. I could not recommend it anymore.
That's really great. And
A
it's
quick
very,
follow-up, or just a quick follow-up, if I may, on that would be, is there anything about those projects that you did that you featured that you thought, employers and those that are looking for talent that they particularly appreciated?
Yeah, I think personally for me, though the way that my portfolio really helped my promotion to senior analyst was that um, the people who were interviewing really appreciate the fact that I was doing a data project, not just because I had to, but there was some passion behind it. So personally for me, I had done a outside data project on just Asian hate crimes during the rise of COVID-19, which is very, um, had a lot of purpose to it given my Asian American background. And to my employers who ended up hiring me, they really appreciate the fact that not only was I just doing data as like a means to an end to get money, but I was actually using it to, you know, gather answers for things that I was truly passionate about, which made them have more confidence in bringing me onto their team.
yeah, that's really great. It's in terms of building a portfolio, a lot of Chapman students do that within marketing and other aspects. In terms of your entrepreneurship, let's talk about what your day-to-day life is. It's not the typical corporate world, 8 to 5. So tell us what it's like to wake up with passion and driving your own company.
Yeah, it's a big change, back in the day when I was working 9 to 5, I always used to tell myself, man, I really want to just be on my own working terms. It's gonna be great. Come to realize, yeah, when you leave a corporate job to build your own business, you end up working all day, every single day, even on the weekends. It's really hard to take a day off at that point. But luckily, I'm very passionate about what I do, where to the point where it doesn't feel like work at all. But personally, for me, my day to day, I typically have meetings very early in the morning and don't really end till also very late because I work with clients out of Asia as well. So the time difference forces me to have to stay up and always kind of be on my A game at around, sometimes even upwards to like midnight, which has been a very interesting experience. But at the same time, knowing that I have full control of the path that I am going on through my actions and inputs I do every single day really makes me passionate about the life that I'm building for myself. And I truly just encourage any student interested in starting their own business to just simply start. pursue a side hustle or a project during the semester, see how far it goes, because you truly don't know what opportunities lie in front of you just by trying. So yeah.
There you go. Some good advice there, taking advantage of the gig economy, right?
Mhm.
Now, going back to, where you also started when you were in college on data and business analytics, what is some of your advice that you would have for students, other than what we already talked about, in terms of helping prepare to, get a great job if you want to go into a more corporate role in data and analytics?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm actually going to pull some insight, bringing in together both my knowledge of the analytics space and also my space in the creator space as well for the past year. But if there's any hack I can tell any young student to get into, get their first job, whether it's in analytics or anything, it's truly just create a personal brand for yourself. There's so many people trying to get the same job that you are that it's so hard to just stand out just from a little bit of a resume. But I've seen the amount of opportunities that come to people just by creating a personal brand for themselves through creating projects and posting them online, whether it's through Instagram, TikTok, or even LinkedIn. I used to post a lot of my projects on LinkedIn that got traction. Currently, I promote my business through social media, and I wouldn't have been able to see the success that I do if I hadn't taken that leap of faith to build content around that. So true hack for anyone who's young is really just to, like, if you're building an analytics project, post it online for people to see, share it, document your story of you going from day one of this one project to seeing that whole journey, because people like seeing that. People like seeing the growth. So you never really know who's going to be watching. Your next employer or client, could have saw your project or saw your video that you posted online, giving you that opportunity you would have never had. And personally, tying that back into my agency, in the beginning of this year, I had only 2 clients. I was working at a very small scale, wasn't making that much, but I stepped out of my comfort zone and started documenting my journey, building my business on social media. And my very first video ended up reaching 200,000 people, gave me an influx of clients that lasted me for about a whole year, combined following of around 30 million followers. It was from that idea to create a personal brand for myself, which allowed me to differentiate myself from some of the biggest players out there who've been running their talent management agency for years. But the fact that I created a personal brand really differentiated me. So that applies to everything else. Please do that. I encourage everyone to do that. Create a personal brand for themselves.
What a great way to end on. I think we covered so many different topics today, from data and analytics to how to become an entrepreneur and start to build your business, to personal branding. We're so fortunate to have been talking today to Seve Silvestre. He's class of 2022 from Chapman University, and he's now a founder and CEO of his own business called SHERPAH Media. Thank you so much, Seve, for your time today, and we look forward to continue to follow your success.
Thank you very much, everybody.